Coble. I'm a resident of Valley View Estates, 38 Valley View Estates, German. I just want to know what's going to happen with the residents there. I'm very scared because I'm potentially going to be homeless. A lot of the residents there are disabled, wheelchairs, and the kids have intellectual disabilities. A lot of them have IEPs in school, and they're going to be pulled from school in the middle of a school year. That's not fair to them. And then they're probably going to have to redo a whole nother year because of the fact they have to be moved in the middle of a school year. And the people that are disabled, they cannot be homeless. There's no way. So as for these people, they got to actually do something for them. You got to put something in place. Because like I said, there's people in wheelchairs. And they have to make it affordable for them people. Thank you.
Alicia Cole.
You need to say that again.
Alicia Cole, Archbald, 110 Daystrom Avenue. Perfect. I wasn't here earlier. Is there a time limit?
3 minutes.
3 minutes. Okay, when you're ready, I'll begin. You good? Okay. So number one, you guys are here because we are your constituents and we voted you into these positions thinking that you would have our best interest at stake. Am I correct, everyone?
Yes.
We voted for them because they are our voice.
Please address council.
Please address council.
Okay, you are our voice. We do not like this voice. You can see by what is going on in the community. You can see the people that have gathered here. Either. Does our attorney here have our best interest? Or are you working for someone else? Who is going to make out with this deal? Are the council members going to make out? Because we certainly aren't. And again, we put you in these positions to be our voice. We do not like the voice that we are hearing right now. On November 4th, we are all going to vote. We are going to let our voices be heard loud and clear with this council and the Valley View School Board because we are done being taken advantage of. Whether we make it to meetings or not, there will be no more backhand deals and people not knowing about things for 18 months while it's going on. People question this data center. They've been building and digging for months on end. Anyways, let's see. I don't know, I had so much else to speak about, but I really don't think that I can say anything else other than I'm in this community because I teach the children. I love the children of this community. I raised my family here. I want to be here for more generations to come. Putting warehouses and data centers where residential families can live is not a good idea. Those warehouses and data centers are going to be empty in years to come instead of having residential families and years for families of our future to raise our kids and generations to come in the area. So I think we should keep it residential, and if we have to have one, but if, I feel like we're just rolling over if we're gonna have more than one.
Yeah.
And we're done. Valley View and the whole constituents want either 0 or 1 at the very most. Thank you.
Data centers produce low-frequency noise, which can disrupt nearby residents' peace and lead to health issues such as stress, sleep disturbances, cognitive impairments, cardiovascular issues, anxiety, and impaired cognitive functions, particularly in children and school staff. Studies indicate that noise levels from data centers have potential impacts reaching up to 2.5 miles away. Low frequencies have a very, very long wavelength, so they're not able to be absorbed by air molecules. You could build a wall, and those wavelengths would, by a process called diffraction, they would sort of bend and go right over it. You can't even block them in the normal way that you would with a lot of other sounds. Data centers' constant hum, night and day, is a mental and physical health hazard. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention warns that even noise levels not loud enough to cause hearing damage, can lead to stress and other health issues when experienced continuously. The effects on schools. Excessive noise can hinder outdoor activities and contribute to stress-related health issues among students and staff. Research shows that low-frequency noise can negatively affect higher-order cognitive functions such as logical reasoning and data processing. There's also an impact on autistic students because hearing low-frequency sound in autism is often due to heightened sensory perception, where neurodivergent individuals can detect low-frequency vibrations that most cannot hear. Protecting environments from data center noise may incur significant costs. For instance, estimates suggesting that shielding one elementary school in Virginia could cost that district more than $20 million. Experts highlight that while noise reduction measures exist, they are often expensive and not prioritized by data center operators or some local governments. Current noise regulations may not adequately address the unique challenges posed by the continuous operation of data centers, allowing them to operate at legally permissible noise levels that still significantly disrupt residential life. In conclusion, the proposed zoning overlay for data centers near schools and residential areas poses significant health risks and financial burdens. Therefore, we urge Council to carefully consider the noise impacts and to not allow data centers in these areas. Thank you.
Commissioner Byman. ANN-KUSHMERICK-BEYNON. On behalf of myself, my husband, and a number of concerned parents, I'm here to speak about the proposed data centers near our Valley View schools and the risks they pose to our children. 2 of the grandfathered applications are in close proximity to our 3 Archbald schools, and the proposed overlay allows more near Sayback Park. Over 1,000 students, faculty, and staff spend 8 hours a day at those schools, including time outside for recess, plus after-school sports and other outside activities. Air quality. Data centers typically use diesel generators for power backup. They are loud and smell. Even if there is no power outage, they are routinely tested. Diesel exhaust from backup generators is a known irritant and can trigger asthma attacks or worsen respiratory issues for students and staff. You will hear more about the impact of the air pollution from others tonight, but please think of the impact on our children who are still developing. Noise in the learning environment. Data centers generate constant noise from cooling systems and backup generators, which can run and be tested during school hours. High-frequency hums and diesel generator tests can disrupt learning, especially for students with sensory sensitivities. Light pollution and 24/7 operations. Bright lighting from a facility operating all night can affect nearby neighborhoods, athletic fields, and wildlife, impacting the character of the school's surroundings. Electricity. Data centers consume as much electricity as a city. The Department of Energy's July 2025 Resource Adequacy Report warns our region may face 1,000 hours of power shortages per year by 2030 because of the amount of electricity data centers use. That's 41 days. For our schools, this means potential interruptions to classes, unreliable climate control, and disruption to technology that our classrooms rely on. Traffic and student safety. Construction traffic, delivery trucks, and maintenance vehicles will share the same roads and intersections used by school buses, parents, and students. This poses a serious safety risk for students. The proposed zoning amendment has no specific safeguards to protect schools and students from these impacts. Other communities are taking cautionary action. Jessup zoned data centers as far away from homes and schools as possible. In Blakely, a developer withdrew their application for a data center after tough questions were unanswered. Council has a duty to protect students' health, safety, and ability to learn. I know we are here to address the new zoning. We believe the 2 current applications for Einen German Road are too close to the schools and should not be approved. But to the point of the new zoning, we believe it's in the best interest of the citizens of Archbald and the students and staff of Valley View School District to have one data center zone in the I-2 zone on the mountain near Archbald Heights Road, as far away as possible from the schools. If they are allowed to be located near schools, we request traffic, noise, and air pollution studies focused on student safety and classroom impacts. This is one of the most important land use decisions of our generation. Your leadership can ensure that our children's well-being and their right to a safe, distraction-free learning environment is prioritized. Thank you.
Hello, I'm here to ask council to vote, okay, Geraldine Esposito, 108 Crystal Circle. Okay, I'm here to ask council to vote no on the proposed amendment to the current zoning ordinance. Zoning requires each municipality to allow space for every type of use. Archbald does have to allow for data center use, but in only one area. However, 4 zoning overlays have been selected for data center use. The borough manager said, I quote, "We are not changing the zones, we're just overlaying these specific areas that were requested specifically by developers and potential developers saying, hey, we would like to put a data center here." This is the definition of spot zoning, which is illegal in Pennsylvania. By definition, it is the unreasonable use of local government power, your power, by benefiting a specific property. How does this align with Archbald's master plan? It does not advance a public purpose, such as protecting the health, welfare, and safety of residents. In fact, it does the complete opposite. It will lower residents' property values and have adverse environmental effects, such as noise and light pollution, along with jeopardizing our water supply and electrical demands. It only benefits a specific property and only benefits the developer or landowner of that property. We already have one area in the borough that would have the least impact on residents, and that is the I-2 zone across the Casey Highway. Jessup's council did this. Now, you as council need to do the same. As councilmen and women, your duties are to represent your constituents, to address their needs and concerns, and by advocating for the community's interests to ensure the health, safety, and welfare of all residents. By voting yes to the 4 overlay amendment, you will not be upholding the duties you were sworn to do. There is only one area and one area only, the I-2 zone across the Casey Highway, that will preserve, maintain, defend the health, safety, and welfare for all residents, and protect us from the outside interests of those who will profit at our expense. Thank you.
That's right.
Hello. My name is Sarah Gabriel, Sarah Gabriel. I am here today to talk about a few things, mostly the health impacts of data centers. The zoning overlay allowing data centers in several areas of the borough that are close to residential areas and close to the Valley View School is very concerning for many reasons. But I'm going to focus on health concerns. The apparent urgent need for data centers has raised questions about the negative impacts of them on the environment and the public health. Both researchers and policymakers are dealing with the industry's lack of transparency as well as the lack of awareness about health problems and the data centers generate. A research paper from the University of California called "The Unpaid Toll: Quantifying Public Health Impacts of AI Data Centers," I'll email it to you guys tomorrow, states that the AI life cycle from chip manufacturing to data center operations significantly degrades air quality through emissions of air pollution, such as fine particles, and substantially impacts public health. These fine particles are released from electric power generation and diesel fuel generators, and they are considered carcinogens, aka cancer-causing agents. These particles are only visible on an electron microscope. They can't be seen by the naked eye. These particles are inhaled deeply into our lungs and our circulatory system. Studies have found a close link between exposure to these particles and premature death from lung disease. They also trigger worsening high blood pressure, asthma, allergies, bronchitis, COPD, and lung cancer. Exposure of mothers to these particles is associated with birth defects, low birth weight, congenital heart disease, and infant death. Everyone is at risk in our community, from babies to the elderly. We should have a health impact study paid for by the data center developers done before issuing construction permits. The results should be publicly available to Archbald residents and officials. Lackawanna County already has high rates of death, cancer, heart disease, and respiratory disease, higher than the state average. We have the Archbald cogen plant, we have the coal mining facility, we have the Jessup power plant, the Dunmore landfill, and the remnants of the coal mining industry to deal with in our small borough. In addition to several health impacts associated with data centers, I would like to point out that the data center visited by the borough officials was not a mega data center. Most of the data centers proposed in our area are mega data centers. I also assume that the officials were invited by the data center developers and were only shown the best parts of the data centers. I doubt they spoke to the people who were most affected by the data centers. I'm also very discouraged and disappointed that the borough would approve a data center that would displace nearly 20 families from the Valley View Estates mobile home park. These families are most vulnerable in our community and should be protected. They're wondering if they're going to be homeless because of a data center being built. There's no resources or plans to help with relocation. This is unacceptable. And currently the proposed data center overlay zone is expanding the areas where data centers can go. Looking around the room, your constituents are concerned. Please vote to limit the data center overlay zone. Lastly, I just want to present 2 petitions. We've collected over 700 signatures. The first petition is asking Borough Council to vote to limit the data center overlay zone to one area away from homes and schools. The second is a signed petition from...
Excuse me, Brian, shut that up.
That's the timer over here.
Okay, the second...
Shut that timer on. I can't hear her.
She's exceeding her time.
The second petition, I
Letting
took
her
one
go.
sentence.
I know that, but I can't hear her.
Stop it, Brian.
The second petition is signed from parents of Valley View School District. They're asking for data centers to be limited to one area away from schools. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll mark the petitions identified by the last public speaker as exhibit, I believe it's F, or the next sequential letter. Okay.
Thank you. We're going to try and